welcome to another episode of DARKSTAR Reviews. As always, I'm Captain CJ Darkstarrrr. So the beauty you saw me with was a German Zwylander, which roughly translates to two-handed sword. This baby is a 1065 high carbon steel full tang with a 4-quillen crossguard, slightly tapered handle, which made it easier for chopping off heads. It measures almost 6 feet overall and is ordained with these beautiful circular quillens all the way around the blade, which is more indicative to some of the Irish swords and Scottish swords that you see from the day. So, to the best of my knowledge, this sword sits at a great period in history, where you had the Germanic tribes coming down to free Gaul for the first time, and mixing together their knowledge and their craftsmanship. This particular one is a modern recreation, which I done pirated from a great little company called Cass. So the first thing I noticed is it's a dull blade, but that's okay. We don't need it to be sharp for what we're doing. We won't be looking at the cutting power of it. We'll be looking at how well it holds up to the abuse we're gonna put it through. So now that we've highlighted it a little bit, let's make port and we'll put it through its paces. Aye, so we've made port and we were lucky enough to find the exact same staging area from the first video. I have this big beauty with me, as promised, and we're gonna put it through the same test as the war sword from the last video. All right, we'll stop there. As you can tell, the blade held up fairly well against the log, but if you can get a shot straight down, you see how it is warped, about right where my thumb's at. Has a nice bend right there from where it's made contact. And of course, we've got a lot of wiggle here on our handguard. Aye, and we've even cracked the hardwood. But, oh, and we have a spin with our pommel here. So after some closer review, I was able to get it sturdied back up. The blade still doesn't sit quite cross where it should, but this is tight enough to not move so much. And there's no more rattle in the handle. So I think it'll be good for our next test. Let's move on. Very nice, very nice. Oh. Ha! All right, we're gonna call it with that one, because as you can tell, the metal dowel on the bottom did exactly what I thought it would do, and really gave this blade a nice curvature. As you can see here, our curve from earlier has gotten worse. Almost to the point of bending this right over. And of course, we've split the handle here in such a way that you wouldn't want such a thing split. But it doesn't rattle. So we're gonna move on to the next test. But I think safety first. I'll be getting me some gloves. Now for our final test, the sword killer. I think this time it will claim the sword for sure. We're gonna stop there. As you can tell, the handle was not nearly as good as the rest of it, but we did some good damage. The sword killer will remember this sword for sure. Well, I say that was a good test, and I'll meet you back on the ship. Now that we're back on ship, we can discuss the sword itself. As you can see, like I said, when we were on land, I stopped because the handle here is falling apart entirely. But the tang looks good, all things considered. The most important part, where it all connects, is still straight. And this here can be easily straightened out, filed down for those little nicks and burrs, and would be in perfect order. And the next time we make port, I'll be sending this off to a blacksmith friend of mine to get it back in fighting order, and we will see this sword again. I promise you that. But for now, I would say for the $200 this sword costs, it's a perfectly fine sword and would hold up to most of the things that you would want to throw at it. So if you like what you've seen in this video and my last, make sure you subscribe and hog tie the like button real well and keel haul it under the ship for about a week. Until then, me hearties, I've been CJ Darkstarrrr. This has been DARKSTAR Reviews, and we'll see you next time we make port.